Police say William Pomeroy admitted to killing his girlfriend and mother of his children. We heard their testimony for the first time today, why detectives say a deadly argument was caused.
With a delegate and a lot of momentum on the line, Kentucky is re-canvassing the presidential primary for Bernie Sanders right now.
WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Barbara Bailey.
And I'm Bill Bryant. Here's what's happening at noon. Police are on the scene right now of a double shooting in Laurel County. Very little information is being released, but the Sheriff's Department is confirming 2 people have been shot at a home on the Locust Grove Road area in the Keevee community.
Now we've learned that 1 person is in custody. We'll have the latest as we get it and on WKYT.com.
The case against a Lexington man accused of killing his girlfriend is going to move forward. Lexington police say William Pomeroy admitted to killing his girlfriend earlier this week, and now we're learning more about the circumstances behind the shooting.
WKYT's Caitlin Setner is outside the Fayette County Court Complex with the latest from today's hearing. It's our top story at noon. Caitlin?
It didn't take long for Judge Megan Thornton to find probable cause in the case against William Pomeroy. She cited his lengthy criminal history in both Kentucky and Texas for reasons to keep him behind bars without bond. Today is the first time that we heard from detectives in the case. Pomeroy is charged with murder and tampering with evidence after police say he shot and killed 43-year-old girlfriend and mother of his children, Amy Kogel. Kogel, a mother to 3, was also a Girl Scout troop leader and someone neighbors called wonderful and outgoing. Detectives found her body in the backyard of the couple's home.
We searched the home. During the search, we found 5 shell casings in close proximity to the body. Where the body located, those shell casings were 357 Magnum shell casings, and they were in a pile such as would be ejected from a cylinder from a revolver.
Just hours later, police say Pomeroy turned himself in and then confessed. During testimony, detectives said Pomeroy told them he and his girlfriend had a dispute over money, and that after she pulled a gun on him, he turned it around and unloaded the gun on her, reloaded, and continued shooting. His case has been waived to a grand jury. In Lexington, Caitlin Setner, WKYT.
Caitlin, thank you. Pomeroy's attorneys entered a not guilty plea for him earlier this week. We're making calls to state police this midday to see if investigators are any closer to determining the cause of a fire that killed an eastern Kentucky child. State police say 5-year-old Jordan Harold did not make it out of the home on Old Highway 11 near Boonville yesterday morning after that fire started. Neighbors tell us they tried saving the little girl, but there was just nothing they could do. Her mother and younger sister survived.
Donald Trump has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican nomination for president. He was put over the top in the delegate count by a small number of the party's unbound delegates who now say they will support him at the convention this summer. But the Democratic nomination is not so cut and dry. Senator Bernie Sanders requested the votes from Kentucky's Democratic primary be re-examined after the results showed him losing to Hillary Clinton by less than 0.5% of the vote. State election officials have been recanvassing totals this morning. WKYT's Mark Barber reports now it could be a momentum changer in the election.
Election officials finished their recanvass here in Lexington in just 20 minutes, and they say they did not find anything wrong, so Hillary Clinton will hold on to her win in Fayette County. While there were not any surprises here, election officials say the recanvass could still find inaccurate race results in other counties.
Some counties aren't fully electronic, and it's very possible that some changes could occur.
If the recanvass changes the outcome of the primary, Sanders would win the delegate from the 6th Congressional District. Right now, he has 27 delegates compared to Clinton's 28. The Vermont senator requested the recanvass because Clinton only won by 0.5% in last week's primary. The odds are the results of this recanvass will not change the results of the election. The Commonwealth Secretary of State has handled 8 recanvasses since she's been in office, and none of them have changed the outcome of the race. Even so, Sanders sees this as an opportunity to gain momentum, fire up supporters, and show voters that he's fighting Clinton for every delegate.
It is important to take a second look. It's very possible that some changes could occur, so it's reasonable with an election this close statewide to ask for a recanvass. Very reasonable.
Results from the state's 120 counties are still coming in. The state's final totals are expected by mid-afternoon. In Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. The Secretary of State now telling us more than 100 counties have reported to Frankfort, and more than 450,000 people voted in the primary May 17th. Clinton won by less than 2,000 votes.
Cleanup is underway after another round of severe storms damaged about 20 homes in rural Kansas. Crews have completed secondary searches and say no injuries and no deaths have been reported from the tornado that swept through Dickinson County and stayed on the ground for 90 minutes. In addition to cleaning up the damaged homes, crews will also have to remove trees blocking rural roadways. Well, it's another warm and muggy day here in the Bluegrass, with another chance of scattered showers and storms this afternoon. And this pattern is expected to continue into Memorial Day weekend. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is live at our First Alert Weather Center now with a look ahead.
Well, we still have a few showers, few thunderstorms down toward the south. That's not what I'm paying attention to though right now. I want to look back toward the west of us, go into portions of Indiana and also Illinois. Here comes a line of thunderstorms. No severe weather within this system as of right now, and really I don't expect it as it comes rolling on through. What we're going to be seeing later on this afternoon, we'll be seeing it roll in here right around 2 to about 8 p.m. That's probably your best bet. There's 4 p.m., there's 6 p.m., which means graduation time could be a little bit wet. We're going to talk about that, and I'm going to show you not only bumped up rainfall temperatures, but also, or rainfall forecast, but also those temperatures too coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Micah, and we'll see you shortly. Kentucky State Police honoring more than 24 of their fallen colleagues today. A memorial service and wreath-laying ceremony was held for 30 troopers who have been killed in the line of duty since 1948, when the agency was established. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is in Frankfort with more on that. Hillary?
For the families of the 3 fallen troopers being added to the KSP wall this year, they've attended several of these memorials in recent weeks. However, the one held here in Frankfort today was extra special as they were surrounded by their family in gray.
Blake Tribby, end of watch, January 22nd, 2013. Eric Chrisman, end of watch, June 23rd, 2015. And Cameron Ponder, end of watch, September 13th, 2015.
They all made the ultimate sacrifice. 3 men added to the list of names that will be remembered as heroes. Justice Secretary John Tilley and Governor Matt Bevin joining the Kentucky State Police Commissioner as they honored all who have made the sacrifice, also giving a special thanks to the families for their sacrifices they have made. The 3 troopers that were added to the KSP wall this year were also added to the National Police Memorial in Washington, D.C. The families say each and every service they attend is a huge honor, and those that surrounded them today have truly become family.
You know, they check up on us, they make calls, text us, literally every week, sometimes daily. We'll get something.
The service here today did honor all 30 who have died in the line of duty since the Kentucky State Police was formed. In Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Hillary, thank you. And troopers from posts throughout the state attended today's service. Fayette County Schools will celebrate several graduations over the next couple of days. The first graduation ceremony will be held at 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's for Bryan Station High School. Graduation for Henry Clay will follow at 7 o'clock this evening, both of those taking place at Rupp Arena. And then beginning at 1 o'clock tomorrow, seniors from Lafayette High School will graduate. The ceremonies continue at 4 o'clock with Dunbar. And the final graduation for Lexington graduates will be held for Tates Creek High School at 7 o'clock tomorrow, those also at Rupp Arena. Big congratulations to the graduates.
Absolutely, yes.
Well, 45 students, including one from Kentucky, have advanced on to the final rounds of the Scripps National Spelling Bee that's being held in Maryland today.
The competition started with nearly 300 spellers, including 13-year-old Tirza Shanding from Lexington. Shanding made it past the preliminary rounds, but failed the written exam. Tara Singh of Louisville is still standing and will compete tonight. Winners receive a trophy, $40,000, and other prizes. You can catch the finals at 8 o'clock tonight on ESPN.
Well represented.
They've done a great job, yes.
The TSA says it is working on shortening wait time at airports ahead of the holiday weekend as lawmakers demand some answers about it. We'll have the latest on the investigation coming up on Kentucky's #1 Midday News.
Also ahead, Kentucky native Johnny Depp's wife is pulling the plug on their relationship. We'll have the latest on their split next on WKYT. Welcome to WKYT News at noon. Congress is looking into long lines at airport security checkpoints, and what they're hearing is that things aren't going to get better anytime soon.
A lot of frustration out there. Mark Albert is at the Ronald Reagan National Airport just outside of Washington, D.C. with a look at the problem.
Airport managers told Congress this morning that lines at security checkpoints are long, and the problem is only getting worse.
Passenger wait times were consistently 60 minutes or more. Airline passengers have reported wait times as high as 120 minutes, with thousands of passengers missing their flights.
Many Americans say they're planning to skip those long lines this weekend. A new poll shows more than 20% of those surveyed say they have changed or canceled their Labor Day holiday travel plans because of concerns about long lines at airports. The problem stems from a frustrating mixture of more people choosing to fly combined with fewer people to screen them at these checkpoints. For the first 5 months of this year, the TSA has screened 449 million travelers. That's up 12%, or 57 million passengers compared to last year, with 5,800 fewer TSA screeners than 2011.
It appears TSA did not adjust its staffing model after screening protocols were changed.
Carrie Filipovich with American Airlines says in addition to angry customers, the long lines are causing carriers to lose money.
We are committing millions of dollars to fund non-security functions like bin running and queue management so TSAs can focus solely on screening customers.
Airlines recommend passengers show up at least 2 hours prior to departure to give time to get through security. Mark Albert for CBS News, Arlington, Virginia.
And travel experts say that even with the long lines, there is expected to be a 5 to 10% increase in airline travel this summer. World leaders attending the annual G7 summit in Japan have wrapped up their first working session with a focus on the global economy. President Obama says there are signs that things are improving and that Europe has gotten past the Greek debt crisis. He also talked about the upcoming presidential election in this country, saying foreign leaders have good reason to be, quote, rattled by Donald Trump. But he downplayed concerns that the battle between Democrats Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders is hurting his party's chances of winning the election. Kentucky native and actor Johnny Depp and his wife are calling it quits after only a year of marriage.
Depp's wife, Amber Heard, reportedly filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. And the timing appears sudden. Court records list the date of their separation as Sunday, just 2 days after Depp's mother reportedly passed away. The couple, who has a 22-year age difference, met on the set of the 2011 film The Rum Diary. And they actually tied the knot twice, once in a civil ceremony at their West Hollywood home back in February of last year, and then again in a beach ceremony in the Bahamas.
I'm Michelle Chamberlain. Coming up at 12:30, God's Pantry has a new survey out, and the numbers are startling. I'll have more coming up.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Looking back toward the west, we have actually a system heading our direction. Now, what we're going to be paying attention to right now, a few rumbles of thunder down toward the south and the southeast. Now, some of these rumbles of thunder, they're not extremely strong. I mean, you'll get some rumbles here and there, especially northern portions and central portions of Pulaski County over Somerset at the moment, heading over toward the east. If they stick together, heads up Laurel County and heads up southern portions of Rockcastle County, which would be the Livingston area. But as of right now, it looks like it's kind of fading away, that one cell. Williamsburg, Saxton, work your way up 25 west and east, heading through Barberville and Union College. You got a little bit more rain heading your direction here in about 30 minutes. But then we look back toward the west. Now, this has way more bark than it does bite. I promise you that. This has not had a warning on this for a long time. I mean, you got to date back to 4 a.m. the last time this had a warning on it. So, yes, you'll get heavy rain out. out of it. You'll get some gusty winds, 30, 40 miles per hour. That has never caused problems for anybody. And also some lightning out of it. So it looks real bad, but it's really not, okay? It funnels on through. I believe once it gets around here, we'll have some thunderstorms in it. Won't look like that, though. So we get in towards your 7 p.m., 8 p.m., that's when we start to see some of those storms fade away, but it's before that. So watch 3, 4, 5 p.m. Here they come racing on in here, especially northwest to southeast. That's where we're going to be seeing moving on in. And 5 p.m., that's not good. Remember, 4 to 8 is when we have graduation down at Rupp Arena. And look during that time. That doesn't look too good. So walking into graduation and walking out, you will have some problems here and there, at least for some of you, with some heavy rain and also some lightning. Once we hit the evening and nighttime hours, look at 10 p.m. Yeah, things look much better, right? And by 10 to midnight, all that falls apart. This is not going to be a loud night like we had last night for one section, and that was central zones. But what we're going to be seeing later on toward the afternoon on Friday for graduation then and all these events, festivals, you got some glow run going on the 5K out at Kentucky Horse Park. And right then, doesn't look all that bad. The evening and the nighttime hours, that's where we're seeing that glow run, which is really cool, actually. So once the sun sets, they get going on that 5K, and it's just glowing as you're running on through. But here's the deal. You go in through the weekend, Saturday and Sunday and Monday, they're not washouts, but you will have a few storms to dodge, guys. I'm just saying, watch out for them. You might have to adjust your time around them, but other than that, I'd take off.
And watch where you step if you go to the glow run right over at the horse park.
Yes. You better do that.
We'll be back in a moment. A great finish in Lexington High School's postseason.
And the UK women's program is on its way back. Dave Baker's next with sports.
And we'll check the stocks as we head into the afternoon. And it's a mixed situation. The Dow down some, NASDAQ up, and the S&P 500 off a little.
Matthew Mitchell has said that he would right the ship that is UK women's basketball, and now he's got the crew he wants to be at the controls. Yesterday, Associate Head Coach Kyrie Elsie and assistant Nia Butts were joined by the newest hire, veteran WNBA and college coach Lynn Dunn, as they met with the media for the first time and talked about the events that led to their arrival at Kentucky.
Just told Coach Mitchell, we have to stay positive. Take what we can get. We can't go anywhere but up from here. So I keep telling them there are better days to come. We must weather the storm. And, you know, just keep our kids positive.
You always have challenges, whether it's injuries or people may leave. It doesn't matter. That's what we're here for. We're here to help meet those, but I have all the confidence in the world in Coach Mitchell.
Bull Hancock, the second-generation patriarch of Claiborne Farm, has been elected into the Racing Hall of Fame. Hancock will enter into the Hall in Racing's Pillar of Turf category. Hancock died in 1972, and son Seth took over at Claiborne and shortly thereafter put together the syndication deal for Secretariat. Says children are now involved in a family business. A.B. Hancock will be inducted on August 12th. With today being the last day of school for many, we've reached the high school baseball postseason. Last night, Lafayette and Lexington Catholic for the 43rd District Baseball Championship. How about Catholic up 3-0 in the fifth? Lafayette changes that. Bases loaded for Harrison Fields. Lines one to right, and look at the catch by Josh Flowers. Great effort, but couldn't get Morgan Harris, who tags and scores easily 3-1. 3-3 now. Matt Silvestri, base hit to right, just by a diving C.J. Bush. Lafayette up 4-3. Go to the bottom of the sixth, and how about the night senior Andy Thompson doing his job. A man at third, squeeze, and that will score Bo Bennington. It's 4-4. And then in the seventh, how about Harrison Fields? Grounds to third. It's a contact play, and Luke Taylor will score when the throw is wide. And Lafayette wins the district 5-4. Great baseball game. They move on to the regional. Tonight on the Big Blue Insider with Dick Gabriel, Tom Leach will talk about the impact of the decisions by Isaiah Briscoe and Marcus Lee, and Neil Price, the voice of the women's basketball and baseball Wildcats. That's all at 6 on 630 WLAP. And guys, that's a look at sports on a busy Thursday.
And we thank you, Buzz, and we hope you keep it here. There's a lot more news coming up on WKYT News at noon.
The search continues for the person who held up a Lexington motel overnight.
I'm Phil Pendleton in Casey County at 12:30. I'll tell you more about what I've learned about a man that police say caused a deadly crash that killed him and sent others to the hospital.
Friday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $218 million, and Saturday night's Powerball jackpot is $90 million.